Imagine you're a pilot. You're flying the most advanced fighter jet your country has ever built. You're fast. You're stealthy. Your radar is state-of-the-art. And then, you never even see the enemy that kills you. That's not a movie scene. That's the reality of going up against the F-22 Raptor. 20 years. 2 full decades. And not a single fighter jet on this planet has managed to match it. Not Russia. Not China. Not even America's own newer jets. So today, we're going deep. We're breaking down exactly why the F-22 Raptor is still the undisputed king of the skies, and why that title hasn't changed, even in 2026. To understand why the Raptor is so untouchable, you first have to understand why it was built. We're going back to the late 1980s. The Cold War is still raging. The Soviet Union is rolling out a new generation of fighter jets. The Sukhoi Su-57 and the MiG-29. These weren't just good planes. They were scary planes. And the US Air Force knew it. So they put out a challenge. Build us something that doesn't just match those jets. Build us something that makes them obsolete before they even take off. That challenge became the Advanced Tactical Fighter Program. And after years of competition between Lockheed and Northrop, the result was the YF-22, which eventually became the F-22 Raptor. It officially entered service with the U.S. Air Force in 2005. And from day one, it wasn't just a new fighter jet. It was the world's first true fifth-generation fighter. But here's the crazy part. The world that aircraft was built to fight in, it doesn't fully exist anymore. And somehow, the Raptor still dominates. Let's talk about the thing that makes the F-22 truly terrifying. It's stealth. Now, I know you've heard the word stealth thrown around a lot. The F-35 is stealthy. The B-2 bomber is stealthy. But here's something that blows people's minds when they find out. The F-22's radar cross-section is estimated to be 15 times smaller than the F-35, and roughly 100 times smaller than China's most advanced stealth jet, the J-20. Think about what that means. A standard commercial airliner has a radar cross-section of somewhere between 10 and 100 square meters. The F-22? It's believed to appear on enemy radar about the size of a marble. Some estimates say even smaller. And it's not just about shape and radar-absorbing coatings either. The F-22 was designed to hide across the entire spectrum: radar, infrared, acoustic, visual, even radio frequency emissions. Engineers thought about every single detail. The pilot's helmet, the hinges on the panels, everything that could bounce a radar wave back was addressed. Unlike older stealth aircraft that needed climate-controlled hangars and were fragile in bad weather, the F-22 stealth is robust enough to be maintained on a normal flight line. This isn't just an invisible jet. It's a jet that was engineered to be undetectable on every level we know how to detect things. Okay, so it's invisible. Cool. But a slow, invisible jet is still a dead jet. That's where supercruise comes in. And this is one of the most underrated things about the Raptor. Most fighter jets, when they want to fly supersonic, need to kick on their afterburners. Afterburners are like hitting the nitro button. They work, but they burn through fuel insanely fast, and they light up your infrared signature like a bonfire. Every heat-seeking missile in the area suddenly knows exactly where you are. The F-22 doesn't need afterburners to go supersonic. It's powered by 2 Pratt & Whitney F-119 PW-100 engines, each producing over 35,000 pounds of thrust. The Raptor can supercruise, meaning it sustains supersonic flight, at over Mach 1.5 without ever lighting the afterburner. And with afterburners, the top speed hits Mach 2.25. That's roughly 1,500 miles per hour. But here's why this actually matters in combat. Supercruise doesn't just make you fast. It makes you harder to kill. Missiles have a maximum range they can chase you down. The faster you're already moving, the smaller that window becomes. The F-22 can literally fly through an engagement zone so fast that many missiles simply can't catch it. Speed isn't just about going fast. In air combat, speed is survival. Here's the part that doesn't get talked about enough: the F-22's brain. The Raptor carries an AN/APG 77 AESA radar, one of the most powerful airborne radars ever put in a fighter jet. It can track multiple targets simultaneously at extreme range. It operates in low probability of intercept mode, meaning it's scanning the enemy without them knowing they're being scanned. And all that data, radar, infrared sensors, electronic warfare systems, gets fused together and presented to the pilot in a clean, intuitive cockpit display. The pilot doesn't have to process a dozen different screens. The aircraft does the work. The pilot makes the decision. Former U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates once called the F-22 far and away the best air-to-air fighter ever produced. That wasn't marketing. That was assessment. The Raptor sees the battlefield differently than any other jet. It doesn't just fly better. It thinks better. So the fair question is, what about the competition? Russia has the Su-57. China has the J-20. Both are fifth-generation jets. Both are genuinely capable aircraft. But here's the honest assessment. The Su-57 is highly maneuverable, but analysts consistently point out that its radar cross-section is significantly higher than the F-22's. It's a good jet. It's not a Raptor. The J-20 is China's showpiece. Impressive by all accounts. But its radar cross-section is estimated to be about 100 times larger than the F-22. In stealth terms, that's not a small gap. That's a canyon. Even within America, the F-35, which is newer, is described as better in sensor fusion and multi-role capability. But the F-35 was never designed to replace the F-22 in pure air. Superiority. The Raptor's stealth is more aggressive, more optimized for surviving in the most dangerous airspace on Earth. 20 years later, no one has caught up. Not completely. The F-22 Raptor was designed for a war that hasn't happened yet. And somehow, after 20 years, it's still waiting. Only 187 of them were ever built. The production line is closed. Each one costs around $334 million when you factor in the full program cost. And yet, the U.S. Air Force is still upgrading them. New missiles, new drone control systems, new avionics, because nothing has come along to replace what the Raptor does best. The F-47, America's sixth-generation fighter, is on the horizon. And eventually, the Raptor will step aside. But when it does, it won't be because something beat it. It'll be because America built something that goes even further into the future. The F-22 Raptor wasn't just a fighter jet. It was a statement, a declaration that in the sky, America intended to be untouchable. And for 20 years, that statement has held. If this video gave you something new today, drop a like and subscribe, because we've got a lot more of this kind of deep dive content coming your way. See you in the next one.